What is up, everybody, and welcome to my channel once again. In the last video we actually checked out the Russian UAZ and some Chang'an Chinese cars, and today we came over to a Toyota dealership because first of all I want to see if they're actually still selling cars, and second of all it's going to be quite interesting to actually compare the price of Toyota cars and a Lexus, as you could see right there. So let's go inside and check it out. So guys, it looks like Toyota is still selling their cars over in Russia. So we could see a Toyota Land Cruiser 300 being charged up right here, and the price for it is 13,500,000 rubles. Damn. Not a real big fan of the Toyota Land Cruiser 300 because it doesn't look like a very nice car. I don't know, many people have different opinions, but the build quality is obviously way nicer than in other cars. But if you compare this price to, like, I don't know, I just wouldn't pay that much money for this type of car because first of all it doesn't even have electrical gauges, as you can see right here. Check this out. This is like how the steering wheel looks like. It looks, I don't know, I'm not a big fan of it. It looks way too out of like 2010 or something like that. Obviously it has a wireless phone charger, it has all the good stuff. It doesn't, you know, feel like it should cost that much money. And I remind you, it costs this much. You have a keyless, basically you could put your finger up to here and it'll start up if your finger is the right fingerprint. And rather than that, I mean, if you want an in-depth like Toyota Land Cruiser 300 video, probably not the best place to see it, but right now we're just checking if they're being sold in Russia, and they are. So you got a bunch of Toyotas being sold all over the place right here. You have the white one right here for 12,500,000, which is actually cheaper, I think. Yeah, it's cheaper for 1,000,000 rubles basically. So let's have a look at how it looks like inside. This interior actually looks way nicer. I'm not even gonna sit in it because it all looks pretty much the exact same. It obviously has, looks like, ventilated seats and stuff like that. Some TVs in the back. Just overall, still not a big fan of it, honestly. I'd rather buy, if I had the money, I'd rather buy the new Escalade or something like that. Then you have your Toyota RAV4 for 4,500,000 rubles. You got the Toyota RAV4. A lot of people actually drive them in Russia. It's obviously way more common than a Toyota Land Cruiser 300 because they're so expensive. So as you can see right here, obviously it has all the good stuff here as well. You can see right here. I'm actually going to sit down just because I've never sat in a new Toyota RAV4 before in my life, but it actually feels a bit more comfortable, a bit more spacious than the Chinese cars. Obviously the build quality is a bit better just because it's a Toyota, and probably knowing from Toyota history, this car is probably going to be more reliable than the Chinese cars. But you know what, that's what they all say, and to actually know if a Chinese car could be a bit more reliable, you actually have to drive one for a little while or something like that, you know. So can't really say much about that. The future will show. But rather than that, it's a very comfortable car. I'd be able to drive this every single day. Not my type of car though, but yeah, nevertheless they're still being sold in Russia. And then we have a Toyota Fortuner for 5,100,000 rubles here as well. And yeah, you could see it's actually quite a cool looking car. You guys in the States probably have the same car. It might have like a different name, but I've actually never sat in one of those before, so let's check it out as well. You could see it's more like, you know, a farmer type of car, I guess. I don't know, just an ordinary type of car. Sat down here, the steering wheel feels really hard for some reason, although it looks like it's leather, but probably not. Don't know if I agree with the blue dials though. Nevertheless, it feels like a big car. I wouldn't imagine myself driving one of those, but probably is heck of a lot of a reliable car because obviously it's Toyota and that's what they all say. I'm not going to be sitting in it for a long time, but yeah, that's a Toyota for you. And the last thing I want to check out, because I'm not going to be checking out every single Toyota, we might as well check out the Lexus and see how much they actually cost in Russia. So let's check out two Lexuses here. There's a Lexus NX 350 and a LX 600. So this is the NX 350 Lexus right here. Actually looks bleeding flipping nice. It costs 8,900,000 Russian rubles. There's actually so many of them driving on the roads of Russia. You could see the interior right here. That's funny, you don't actually have to pull this. It opens up this way. Wow. And as I could say, Lexus is like the more luxurious Toyota basically. So obviously the build quality is gonna be a step ahead of just an ordinary Toyota. So you could see it all looks nice. Let's have a seat inside of this Lexus right here. Actually feels flippin' tiny because I need to move myself back. And let's see, what can we see? The only thing that I noticed right now is that you can't actually pull, like move the back of the seat. And hold on a minute, I have to push this to open. That's really weird. Anyways, you can't move the seat at the same time. It's a very small car. Obviously it has a panoramic roof, has a bleeding humongous screen right here, has a little gear shifter, and overall like the steering wheel and everything feels nice. You feel like you're in an absolute spaceship or something like that. But what I don't understand is, and I don't think it's very safe, is those basically there's no like physical lever here. You actually have to press a button right here to open up a door. What happens if there's a malfunction? I don't know. Oh, never mind guys, you could actually pull it out like this. Makes sense. Japanese people made sure that you could get out of the car no matter what. But yeah, this looks nice. This looks nice. And the most popular car is obviously the Lexus right here. The Lexus right here, which costs 25 million Russian rubles. You could check it out. I mean, it's one of the most popular cars and every single guy wants it. It looks way better than the Toyota 300 basically. And the way it's built as well inside, it just looks on another level right here. I'm not even gonna sit down, or maybe I will sit down just for the sake of it. First of all, I want to say that finally they put like proper gauges right here, right? And it just looks way more modern. In my opinion, I think with the Toyota 300 is they put gauges and stuff like that, so it looks way cheaper than the Lexus, so that people would actually prefer to buy a flippin' Lexus than a Toyota. And it's funny because that company is just making double the money by basically selling the exact same car, but with different insides and stuff like that. And you can see right here, it's quite cool. It has a new Toyota smell inside of it though, so that was cool. And I'm glad that nobody's actually telling me to leave or anything, and the people at this dealership are actually opening up the cars for me without me even asking them. So that's quite cool. Imagine this, guys, right? You would be wondering, why is there a brand new Lexus standing right there? And that's actually a guy who bought a Lexus over in Kazakhstan. He brought it over to the Toyota dealership and he's selling it on commission from the dealership. That's what the manager told me. So basically, new cars are still going to be sold in official Toyota and Lexus dealerships. The way they're going to be sold is by ordinary people like me or somebody else. Like for example, if I was a friend of this Lexus store, I'd be able to take some money, fly over to Kazakhstan, buy that Lexus, bring it over for a commission there. They're still gonna make their commission and I'm gonna get my money back. But in reality, it's probably like the owner himself. He just flew over to Kazakhstan, bought the car, got it shipped over to Russia, put it in his dealership, and it's a brand new car. Flippin' hell, that's smart. So that's how new Russian cars are still going to be imported and used in Russia with absolutely no problem. So if you enjoyed this video, you might as well press the like button, subscribe, and comment in the comment section below on what you want to see next. And obviously, write something down if you always wondered how they would bring in new cars into the country, because I basically just showed you the way it's gonna be like.